Hello everyone, so this is Julie May Madalang and I would be very happy to share with you the experiences that I have gained on my 3-month on-the-job training. Since I am not yet on the teaching field, so let's dive in on how these teaching methods apply. So let's get started. The teaching language method. So what is the process of the teaching language method? The teaching language method provides a structured framework for language instruction, allowing the teachers to effectively guide the students in acquiring language skills through targeted strategies. Before the demo teaching, I was actually thinking of an activity that is fun as well as the learners are learning. So honestly speaking, I am unaware that all these methods were present on my demonstration. So let's look at this real-life classroom scenario. The first method is the total physical response. During my PST days, I actually gave an activity to my students. The name of the activity is head, shoulder, knees, and shoes. So once I say head, they're going to hold in their head, shoulders, knees, and shoes. Another example of a real-life scenario is when I requested everyone to stand for the prayer. Just like this. May I request everyone to stand for the prayer, and then everyone will stand. Another example is when throwing a trash. Okay, class, please pick up the pieces of paper under your chairs. Okay, some will throw it on the trash can and some will just keep it on their bags. So here is the last example of the TPR method. When the students are shouting during the class recitation. So I did this. And then they will keep their mouth shut, but still they will raise their hand and answer the question. The second method is the Berlitz method. There is a post on Facebook saying that kids nowadays are very good at English because of Peppa Pig. During our time, we only have Mr. Bean. That's why we cannot express ourselves clearly. We cannot express ourselves in English. So in that case, this is such a good example of learning the target language in a natural way. So why Berlitz method in role-playing and picture description? So in role-playing, the students learn by doing and speaking the language naturally rather than just memorizing the grammar rules. Meanwhile, the picture description let the students actively describe the details of an image using only the target language. The role-playing is a very common activity because we teachers wanted to expose the students in a real-world scenarios. Then the props, the decorations, so on and so forth. And the dialogues you practice can be also used outside the classroom. So just like in the Romeo and Juliet. Oh, Romeo, Romeo, nakatira sa Mexico. Just kidding aside. The next activity is describing picture. So I posted the picture on the wall and then I will let my student identify what type of issue it is and then describe their insights in detail about the picture. So as a teacher, I'm still working on my grammar and the fluency because here in the audiolingual method, what the students hear is also they imitate what the teacher talking. So it is very important to be fluent and to use the correct usage of English. Here's another rich source of authenticity is watching documentaries. It is used in a spoken language in a natural context, which also allows the learners to develop listening comprehension and speaking skills through repeated exposure to conversational patterns. As you can see, the students are watching documentaries, so they are not only exposing to the real-life issues about what's happening here in the Philippines, but also the language structure, how the words pronounced and how each word's used in the certain context. So in a nutshell, all these methods are very important because they play a crucial roles in different activities that you are going to integrate inside the classroom. So it's very important to know its differences and how it varies to each other. Still don't know what strategies to use in language teaching. So if you want to have a fluent pronunciation, you can use the audiolingual method. If you want to learn the new language right away, you should choose the Berlitz method. And if you want to enhance the memory of your student, you can use the TPR or the total physical response. And I hope I explained this thoroughly to you, everyone. But before we end, let me share with you the benefits of these methods for the students' engagement. The benefits of the TPR is that it is accessible to diverse learning styles, particularly the kinesthetic learners. It not only engages in kinesthetic senses, but also in the auditory that enhances the memory retention of the students. Student loves playing, and some students are afraid to speak in English. So, if you want to alleviate the anxiety of your student in speaking English, the best method is the audiolingual method. Alright, so finally we are on the last part of the teaching method. And the number one benefit of this Berlitz method is the immersion. So when we say immersion, you learn a language quickly since you get to practice speaking it and listening to the language daily. I know that I haven't mentioned some other language teaching methods, but I assure you that all the mentioned teaching methods are really effective if you want to attain the learning outcomes, especially in teaching a language. So that's all for today. Thanks for listening. God bless.